Alright, and we are live. Let's announce. And there we go. Who is it? Hello guys. Hello everyone. Might as well take off the headset, it's freaking annoying. Cookie isn't pregnant, but he always delivers. That's the weirdest sentence I have ever been mentioned in so far. This time I'm not missing this. Creeper Krieger. Yeah, by the way, guys, I'm sorry for being 1 hour late. Just something happened in RL, in real life, as I like to define it, that I could not have delayed. So I hope it isn't a big problem. I'm 1 hour late, and I'm sorry for that. Go, 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 go. How are you doing, guys? Welcome, by the way, to this wonderful stream of ours. It's a beautiful morning here in Italy, where I live. Marcia Ferraria, I will add Portugal, don't worry. No need to spam, don't worry. How are you doing, guys? It says there are 2 viewers, what the hell? Alright, so by the way, from this thumbnail, I will be basically today showing you all the things that I'll be adding regarding melee weapons. I will also be working on firearms as well, especially just changing the appearance of the first starter gun, you know, that's for free, and overall mechanics in which guns function, but I haven't reached that level so far. I have just been working on melee weapons so far, and I have developed one interesting mechanic. Let's actually switch to studio so, you know, we don't waste any more time. I have been working on melee weapons quite a lot this week, and I have developed a certain mechanic, that mechanic being parrying, so, you know, defending yourself from an attacker. So I will show you in a second. Creeper Krieger Lewis gun? Yes, I will add Lewis gun as well. With a few new guns, yeah. Yo, American knife. Yeah, that will be one of the melee weapons that will be used, like this brass knuckle knife. Trench knife, as officially known. Ignore this Mills bomb. That's a model for another time. Or actually, let's put it in server. There we go. I will be adding bombs, but not in this update. But I was thinking of adding special, you know, grenades for each nation. Oh, and by the way, I want to mention one thing. There are going to be probably a few new users that are, you know, watching this stream, because I don't know what happened. You know, Roblox algorithm just, you know, decides to bless someone with a shit ton of players. But basically yesterday, the day before yesterday and such, you know, Shellshock has just exploded with active users. Like, it has reached 800 at one point. Let's actually see. Let's actually see the current active players. It's like 670. Thank you all so much. It's like insane. Yesterday it has reached like its record, you know. So thank you all. But let's actually switch to you know, the topic. So these are basically 5 so far weapons that I have fully developed. So let's bring them out here so you can see them good. Oh my god, they're all in each other. There we go. So first off, we have this trench maze that I have remodeled slightly from the last stream, but it looks familiar to you all. It is a model used in many games. So there are 5 weapons here. This one isn't still developed, but I will feature it later on, and I will show you in following videos. If not even in the following update, because I was thinking I should probably release the update in 1 week. So probably the following Sunday the update will be out, featuring all these new weapons, but just overall a new mechanic for guns. Now, new guns will not be featured in the following update, but the new guns that I have promised you in the last stream will be out eventually. But these are the melee weapons basically. So there is this basically bomb club, which is, you know, designed from the Mills bomb. There is the trench mace, which is like the deadliest. It is the highest level you can get. There's this starter weapon. There's this shovel and a dagger. Now daggers will be very interesting. You will see in a second, but they will be basically functioning as every other bayonet, because I will be featuring 2 or 3 more melee weapons that will be basically bayonets, and I will change how bayonets function with rifles in general. You will be able to basically fix a bayonet that is a melee weapon on your rifle to, you know, extend the range at which you can kill the enemy, and it will be just interesting. You just trust me, you will see when the update comes out. Now let's actually show you how everything works in a second. So yeah, these are the 5 fully developed ones. I could show you some, you know, I showed you a model for the brass knuckle, you know, the trench knife thingy, the American knife, but it still doesn't work, so I won't bother too much. To buy when? Well, you will, I wasn't thinking actually of making these weapons, you know, purchasable with Robux. You will have a dedicated category in what is it called? Let's actually reset to show you what I was thinking. So you will basically be able to acquire these melee weapons here in loadout. Now what will happen is, wait, let me actually show you, let me actually, you know, give you an idea of what I was thinking. So player GUI, game GUI, just wait a second, alright? This is main. There's table of contents, loadout. Alright, so I was thinking maybe something like this would be a good idea, right? So I shrink the size here, which is, let's make it like this, for example, you know? So I shrink the size, and in this area, empty area here, you will basically have a compartment for firearms and a compartment for melee weapons. I click on guns, and basically I have all this stuff, you know, plus the guns that will be added later on, you know, I can purchase guns. But then I click on this button theoretically. Of course there's still not a button because I haven't developed that yet, but that was my idea. You click here, and then you have basically the same thing, but with all these melee weapons, right? You can see how it looks like, how much damage, you know, range, whatnot, you know, swing rate. And then I, you know, officially purchase it if I have money. But basically this is how it works. Let's start from the most simple one. I have showed you basically the board in the last stream. A board with a nail in it, but the name was too long, so I just renamed it to a board. So I have slightly changed how basically melee weapons function. So you don't have to, you know, as you see, spam, click on whatnot. You just have to hold your mouse, or, you know, you just press a button on your screen and it will automatically be swinging. I don't know if you hear me well. Let's actually lower the volume. So everything works the same way, you know, melee weapons are working basically the same as bayonets. Let's assault their asses, there we go. And progressively as you stab or like hit or whatever, interact your beautiful weapon with the enemy, it gets bloodier and bloodier. And now you might have seen one particular thing, is I died, right? That's not fun and whatnot, but I dropped my weapon when I died, and oh my god, and where is it actually? I dropped it somewhere around here, but you probably saw it. Wait, let's actually get killed again so you see what I'm talking about. Kill me. There. Now NPCs... Ah, there we go. And now it's not visible. Oh my god. Luck is just not willing to make me demonstrate you some things, guys. But basically, you drop your weapon right when you die. And what you can do is basically, if, let's say, I don't know, one of you were one of these, let's say you were William, right? This, whatever his name was. You die, and you were holding a melee weapon. What happens is that that particular melee weapon just falls out of your hand, and not only does that make sense, but I will basically be able to pick that melee weapon up. So, I don't know, if I am just a starting level noob, whatever, you know, I'm just a noob here, and you were a pro, and you killed me, and I killed you with this trench mace, you drop down, you drop down the mace, I will be basically able to pick it up. So, I was thinking about, that would be a good idea, so, you know, why not incorporate it? And that is basically the same for each melee weapon, and I will basically develop that for firearms as well. So let's move on to other melee weapons. So there is the bomb club, there is a dagger, and now dagger is very interesting. Look, you can basically like just spam stab enemies with them. Now I decided to include that because I was, you know, interested recently. Yeah, look how I killed this poor Austro-Hungarian bastard. You just stab him, right? Stab him real fast. So basically I was watching some I was watching some videos regarding street fighting. Let's actually stop for a second. Let me hear your opinions regarding especially like this dagger. Dagger OP. Yes, but for example, dagger has its own flaws. For example, dagger has a very low range. It doesn't deal too much damage, but you absolutely have like an OP fire, swing rate. So let me actually switch to YouTube for a second. I was watching this video in particular that was basically showing how like street fights in reality work. And martial artists like these karate masters with like black belts fight against a guy with a knife, and like most of the time, like of course if attacker has a weapon, of course you're going to be overpowered. But yeah, imagine if I had a gun and he had a knife, of course I'm going to win. That's not a point. But like the point was I saw like how actually deadly knives are, daggers especially, because you can stab really fast with a dagger. Let's actually find, what's the video called, like knife attack in real life scenario. Oh yeah, like this is a good example. Wait, just give me a second. These stupid ads, they know absolutely when to interrupt. Wait, let's switch scenes. There we go. Let's wait for the ad to go. Yeah. There we go. So basically, I think here is the part. He just starts pushing the guy, and you see how fast you can stab the enemy, right? Especially with a smaller dagger. You can just like obliterate their ass. Like just blink of an eye. You just leave them for dead. And that kind of inspired me to basically do the same thing with the dagger here. So yeah, that's my idea with the dagger. I would basically, I was thinking of doing the same thing for every other bayonet melee weapon. Nonoch says, hey, how are you? I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you? Thomas says, add bagpipe. Yeah, I might add some less useful things to the battlefield. That could be Game Pass incentivized, because I don't really feel like adding making my game pay to win. Basically, I'm already not comfortable with the Webley Game Pass. But you know, I already did what I did, so I don't feel like changing the Webley Game Pass. I will just leave it how it is. But like, if I was to add something like that, I would make it, you know, Robux, with Robux. Cookie, will you have better mobile support? Yes, yes, Ricardo, don't worry. Different endings when? Soon enough, but not in this specific update. Please make a separate game that is Shellshock 1.2. CookieJar, can you overhaul the shooting system? Yes, Nintendo 699. Yes, I will overhaul just the just in general firearms completely. You will see in the following update. It will be out in around a week. Can you add a spring to the gun so you can put your gun on your back? Yeah. Why not? All right, let's go to let's actually see how the other melee weapons interact. So this is a shovel. I have already showed you how the shovel works. It has like a higher swing rate, like this. And then there is the trench mace, which is just OP. It deals the most damage. It just throws the enemy the furthest away. Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned that, by the way. How stupid of me. I added knockback. So when you hit an enemy, the enemy with your weapon, the larger the knockback a weapon has, the further it will throw the enemy away from you. With melee weapons, you know. So for example, this dagger deals no knockback, you know, it just stabs you, you know. But for example, shovel deals some medium knockback, while the trench mace is just like absolute unit. It just throws the enemy away. So that's that's knockback. You will see how the trench mace interacts with their flesh and their bones in a second. Let's just wait for some poor German to come. There we go. Huh? What do you want? You want to mess with an American? Come here. Huh? There we go. Oh yeah, you can see it here right now. So the club, I have dropped the club, you know, upon death. Yeah, here it is. And I can pick it up, but the problem is I already have like too many melee weapons, so the script will break. But in like normal circumstances, you will drop your current melee weapon for another one, for a better one, you know. Basically, just like in Phantom Forces, right? If someone dies with a better gun, you can just pick it up, you know. Huh? They're fucking with Americans. They don't know what they're doing. Right before I died. Let's actually showcase the shovel, and then I will go and show you a particular mechanic that I added to melee weapons that I haven't showed you still. Huh? 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 So it's basically not a good idea to fight against a horde of Germans. That's like that's in real life as well. Huh? And it gets bloodier, as you can see. The more enemies you kill, it gets more bloody. Let's actually try the bomb club. You know, it deals fair amount of damage and it has a knockback. So it's particular in its own way. So each melee weapon has its own particularity. For example, a bayonet will act a bit different. You know, it will be basically like a dagger, but the only difference is that we died together. How sweet. That's true love and commitment. But basically, bayonets will function when in your hand the same way a dagger does. Maybe they will be a bit slower, but a good thing about them is that you will be able to put them on your rifle. Of course, you know. So the dagger is OP, but it doesn't have a lot of range. You actually have to, you know, get very close to your enemy. And you have to do a lot of blows, but I understand your point. But I still think it's fair, right? I want to hear your opinion. So, out of all these melee weapons, which one do you think is the best in your opinion? Like, the board is definitely the goofiest, you know. It's just I just love the animation for the board. It's absolutely the most ridiculous one. Let's hear your opinions, and then I will show you the new mechanic. Whoa, that's really nice. Melee charge. Alexander says, is it possible when there are tanks and if the player, for example, do not take control of it, then the bots will start controlling the tank and it will ride and shoot the enemy? Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, I will do that when I, of course, add tanks. Not yet, because there are no tanks in the game currently. CookieJar, can you add an injured state where the player crawls and slowly bleeds out? Yes, Nintendo 699. I was thinking about just adding some new mechanics regarding, bleeding out, having your bones broken as well. Walking slowly, for example, your leg is injured, you cannot walk on one leg, so you're slower, and if both legs are injured, then you can, you have to crawl and stuff. Ricardo says, can't wait for the update, keep up the work. Thank you, Ricardo. Bayonet charge! Yes, bayonet charge will be added. You run, and you maybe scream, You let out the same scream like Rocky did on a mountain, like Drago! You charge and you kill your enemy. The faster you are, the more damage you deal. Just like in Battlefield 1, yeah, that's honestly not a bad mechanic. CookieJar, can you add a bare hand melee weapon? Yes, oh my god, yes, thank you, Jeff Hogleburg, for reminding me about that. I haven't told you guys that. Yes, if you basically... Wait, I was thinking like I should do the same thing. For example, as in, what's the game called? Prison Break or something. No, it's not Prison Break. It's some other kind of game. But you basically click on your screen and you punch, right? I will not do like the same thing with clicking. I will do like you press E key, or you have like on your phone a dedicated button for that. And if you have no other weapon equipped, you will basically punch, For like, in my opinion, punching doesn't have to be a tool, right? You do not pull out your fists out of your holsters, You just have your fist, you always have your fist, except you get amputated or something. Oh yeah, to stick with the joke, can other countries have different TF2 voice lines? I wish TF2 voice lines, like more TF2 voice lines existed. CookieJar, when there will be tanks, could you do an introduction with smoke, so tanks enter the battlefield by going through smoke, like in the movie All Quiet on the Western Front? Yeah, that would be a cool reference. It will be like gloomy, yeah, it would be like... Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. It will be so atmospheric. Comrade Julian says, hey Cookie, could you move the health bar down, because every time I get so confused. Aha, you want the health bar to be on the lowest point? Let's actually see if that would be a good idea. He said yes. So Germans use medic voice lines, Britain uses demo man voice lines, America is soldier. That's not actually a bad idea, yeah. I don't know, like, actually, I don't know if that would be like hell of a smart idea, because like that's like I'm borrowing that from another game without maybe their permission and stuff. I don't know how smart that would be. So wait, Julian, you were talking about this, right? The health bar should be like where the thirst bar is, and like the hunger and thirst are just moved a unit up. So you just want the health bar to be at this lowest point, yeah? Was it Julian who asked that question? Yeah, it was Comrade Julian. Will there be low performance mode? Yes, especially for phones. Yes, I will add a low performance mode. And is it, Alexander says, and is it possible that there would be tanks controlled by bots in a private server if I want to play alone? Yes, of course. It will be basically the same as like with soldiers. They will be AI controlled. CookieJar, will there be ever barbed wire in No Man's Land? Yes, that's a good point. I was even thinking of adding like more waves to the game, but that will be like an update for another day. Basically, I was thinking not all onslaughts should be, onslaughts at day, attacks at dawn, at day, whatever. I was thinking of adding like night raids. You know, you crawl out of your trench like this, and you have to crawl out so the enemy doesn't spot you. You know, you infiltrate the trench. Basically, like that will be an update for another day. But yeah, I'm planning to add, like, basically, in that case, a mission where you have to exit the trench, you know, go into the no man's land and just put more barbed wire. So yes, the answer is yes. By the way, alright, I want to show you one more thing that regarding melee weapons and the new mechanic I was talking about. Let's do it with the board. So look at this. There's a problem with the board, but basically I was thinking of adding parrying. So let's say you are attacking me right now. You have a melee weapon too, or you have like a bayonet, you know. So you are just charging me with a a melee weapon, and then in that case I just do this, and what happens is basically your weapon gets knocked out of your hands. It falls down the same way it falls down when you die, but you can pick it up again. But basically that was the idea. Wait, let's actually show you in practice what happens, right? Just give me a moment. Let's add 190 seconds so I can do it. So I can program to you guys my idea. So each weapon has basically an ability for you to parry. I was thinking of adding basically parrying for fists as well. You know, if you're disarmed completely, which might happen, you know, you're fighting with the enemy, you get disarmed, and you cannot pick up your weapon. You still can punch, you know. You can still throw punches. And for example, if you have a weapon equipped, you know, a gun, and you press the punch button, you will, like, you know, hit the enemy with your rifle, for example. So let's program my stream of consciousness to you right now. So where am I? Alright, let's make Ernest an enemy. So Ernest team is no allied powers. Ernest is central powers. There you go. Then Ernest has a special weapon tool. That particular weapon is a melee weapon. Parry. He has a bool value. That is called parrying. And Ernest is parrying against us. So actually when he's not parrying, I can hurt him like easy peasy, right? Look, he just gets knocked out. That's more visible when the enemy is not moving, right? And then if he is parrying, oh god, that was so underwhelming. There was some problem, because he is obviously on my team, so there was a problem in the script. But you get the idea, your weapon gets knocked out. You can, of course, you know, pick it up again. And I threw out all my other weapons, because I cannot have all of them at once. For example, let's equip this trench mace. If I try to punch him again, you know, it gets knocked out. For each weapon, even with the dagger. So that will be quite useful. For example, dagger, that's like the problem with the dagger, right? If you have someone, you know, attacking you with the dagger, you know, you're just running to you, stabbing your ass. Well, if he just parries you like this, your dagger will fall out, you know. So that's the downside to having a dagger, especially when you're spam, you know, stabbing someone. So basically that's the mechanic, and that will be very useful. And of course, one thing, by the way, I forgot to mention, you will not be able to parry their attacks like a maniac, right, all the time. There is a parrying delay, parrying cooldown, that's like 4 seconds. So you don't like defend your ass all the time, you know. You parry and then you have to, you know, attack the enemy, maybe get away until you have an ability to parry again. For example, I think the shovel works with the parrying system. Yes, there you go. So you would be basically able to parry with the F key on your computer, and I will make a dedicated button for that on mobile phone. But basically you can see here on the top right corner there's a shovel, there's a big 0 here, and if I parry, there's a cooldown, and if I keep pressing the F, you cannot, you know, parry until the cooldown is over. That's to prevent, you know, some assholes, for example, just defending themselves all the time. So that would be an interesting mechanic, definitely. Let me hear what you guys think. I'm interested. When is the new update coming out? In 1 week. So the following Sunday it will be out. Will you re-add classes eventually? Yeah. Can you... so Jeff Hogleburg, I don't know German. CookieJar, can you add a giveaway ability? For example, you don't need a canned beef. You press F to drop in mobile. Make a button for dropping. Maybe like that's like regarding the tools you do not desire. Yeah, that could be like a interesting thing. As well, you can like, for example, share a canteen with your friend or something, you know, share food. That would make sense, you know, to be added. CookieJar, why you remove the hands on the MG when you're in first person? Oh yeah, that's a side effect of like me changing some scripts, but I will re-add that, don't worry. Alfred Gaming 27. CookieJar, Alfred have a suggestion. Make it so you could force other people off the machine gun if they're useless. Oh my god, is that, guys, I want to ask you, is that happening to a lot? Like just some asshole like mounts a machine gun and just goes AFK? CookieJar, can you maybe have a shock meter where every time you kill an enemy it rises, and when it's full you'll lose control on of your character and they will scream and cry? Something similar will be added for the 5th and the last wave. For the 4th as well, slightly. But basically you guys will see, but it will not be a shock meter, but you will see. Basically it will be like a character development thingy. Will the officers come back to us? I miss them. Yes, they will, Harkos. Don't worry. CookieJar, will you be adding officer back? Yes, yes. Cookie, make it so it randomizes your weapon melee and you have a charge face when running with your weapon. Your mouth is open. Oh, that would be a cool touch. I agree with you, Comrade Julian. Alexander says, and how do you like the idea that players would be given the choice of a tank for the side that is attacking with the choice of its model? Well, I wouldn't be giving too much choice. You would basically have a tank for your own team. In the case of, for example, Italy or something like that, tanks won't be very effective because I will be changing, some maps will be changed regarding Italy and other places as well, but for Italy specifically why I'm saying that is because Italians will be now fighting in mountains, so it won't be a flat field, there will be mountains, there will be peaks, so it won't be an even terrain regarding Italians. Some other maps won't have even terrain as well, but you know, Italians especially, so tanks won't be very effective, but for example armored cars could be used, you know. Why does mobile crash in Wave 3? Because there are a lot of textures. For example, the mud texture. But I will add optimization feature, so you know your phone doesn't crash in those cases. But I will add that. You know, I will optimize for more inferior processors. Cookie, will there be any countries in the new update? No new countries will be added in this update, but eventually, yes. Add Belgium, says Kamerad Günther. Yes, Belgium will be added. CookieJar, I'm very sorry if I'm asking you millions of suggestions, but can you add glory kills? Glory kills when the enemy is low at health and press key. I understand. Like, for example, in Fallout, when the enemy is dying and like you... okay, I understand. But, well, that could be a cool touch, you know. That would be very FPS-esque. But you know, that why not? I'm currently focused on adding some other things, like for example, like as you saw, new melee weapons, overhauling guns, tanks will be added eventually, planes, you know, flamethrowers as well. So Shellshock is going to get wild updates soon. It's just a matter of time. But like for example, those little cool like such things could be added later on. You know, CookieJar, what to do if I saw someone at my trench and don't want to charge? What to do if I saw someone at my trench and don't want to charge? Alfred Gaming, I do not understand what you say. Change the mud texture back to the old one. No, I have to keep the current one. You know why? Because it has lower pixels. It has lower resolution. And basically, one of the problems why the game actually crashes, like for many people, you know, it's unplayable for Wave 3 Plus. It's because, you know, it has a lot of mud textures, other, you know, decals that are just like high in resolution. So I had to basically put lower res mud texture so it doesn't get, you know, as intensive. Asking this again, will you add buildings, houses in maps? Yes, yes, in these upcoming maps more buildings will be added. Add decoy heads, yeah. Kamrad Gunta, something like that can be added in, like along with bagpipes or whatnot, you know. Like less interesting things, you know. The internet philosopher says, CookieJar, if landmines come back, can you make them be able to be set up during nightmare? Yeah, yes. But I removed, basically, I removed these landmines because, you know, as I was researching some things regarding World War I, it doesn't seem as though they were used all too much against personnel. At least, like, personnel. Like, against soldiers. But they were somewhat used against tanks. But landmines weren't, you know, used as much against soldiers. So that's why I removed it. Can you add the rainbow back in Wave 1? Yeah, that's actually a cool touch. Yeah, I might add it. By the way, guys, I want to hear your opinion regarding melee weapons. Do you think the parrying system is going to be annoying? Do you think something should be changed, you know? I want to hear what you think. MB Cube hallucinations in Wave 5 to 6. Something similar will be added, trust me. Nintendo 699 says, CookieJar, do you plan on to hire developers to help you? I already, Nintendo, look, like, thank you for the support and like just offering maybe help if you yourself wanted to help me in development. But for like, I'm just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. Just I have this OCD obsession with like just doing everything myself. Look, I have already hired a dev some maybe 3 months ago. Some of you might know him. He was like Josh. We hyped everything up, you know, there's a new developer that's working on Shellshock and stuff. But then we started working, and we could, like, one problem was that we couldn't really agree on, like, the cut that he would be receiving. But that's not a problem, you know. Like, of course, I would like to invest into Shellshock. But the problem was, like, I just didn't see potential, you know. He was a very skilled developer, even more skilled than I am. But there was a problem, right? Like, there was a gap in knowledge, gap in what I could explain to him, what I wanted to do in Shellshock, what he wanted to do, and there was like a lot of confusion. He wanted R15 to be added, like I wanted to keep R6. So there were a lot of, you know, stuff that I just at the end said, you know what, I don't want to develop. I just want to work alone, you know. Of course, it would mean that I would have to work more, that I would have to, you know, just be alone in the project and whatnot. But I don't mind it. I actually love working on Shellshock alone. It's like more enjoyable. I don't know, you know. I just don't. I cannot stand another developer. It's not about him specifically. It's just about my OCD ass mentally disabled, you know. CookieJar. User says, CookieJar, if you made a mechanic where There is crying, screaming NPCs in the whole crater artillery. Yeah, that could be a detail added by like maybe wave 5, wave 6. Add thunder. Yeah, thunder is already in the game, I think. CookieJar, do you plan to hire? Yeah, I'm reading already the thing I answered to. Oh my god, 0.000000001% chance of NPC soldier reading diary of a farting creeper book. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Chance of NPC soldier reading diary of a farting creeper book. Am I reading this right? Mute says, can we use helmets as melee weapons? Mute, that's actually a very good idea. You know, there are so many scenes in movies, like World War II, for example, movies, where like soldiers like kill other enemies with helmets. Like it's in Call of Duty World War II as well, when you're when you're storming the beaches of Normandy. It's like a cool idea, yeah. Why not? Is aiming going to be added in this update? Yes. Marcia Ferreira. Dagger should be should have a little slower attack speed because now it's super fast. Yeah, that's a good point. Yo, when you add Russia to the game, when I will add other nations alongside with it, but not now, not in this update specifically. Dude, Eastern Front, including Russia, will be developed for future. Add AI troops holding a stick with a helmet on top and sticking it over the trench. Yeah, that like a decoy head. CookieJar, maybe you add more bigger maps for tanks. Yeah, you will see it in a sec. You not in a sec. I mean, you will see when the maps are out. But there is going to be a greater variety. What a mist! Marcia Ferreira. Why are you getting mad? You zoom in, you don't aim. Is aiming going to be added in this update? Yes, it will be added. With like iron sights, yeah. Like you aim down your rifle, you know. Make NPCs talk again. Yes, I will make them. So yeah, actually, you guys seemingly don't have you know, anything against the current melee system. For example, one guy suggested that the dagger should be slightly, you know, slower, well, which makes sense. You know, it's super fast now, but like just slightly be slowed down. Bayonets will work basically the same way. But yeah, maybe surrendering feature. Yeah, especially. Yeah, surrendering feature is is a very cool idea. You know, for example, if there are just like 4 soldiers left on your team, there's no point in fighting, you know, you just surrender. CookieJar, I need more bullets. Yeah, maybe I should increase like the amount of ammunition you carry with yourself. No, all right. I'm actually glad to see. I'm glad to see that you guys don't have anything against the current melee weapon system. I thought the parrying would be kind of controversial. I thought you guys might be like, "Oh, come on, I don't like it." But I'm glad to hear. Will melee be server or client authoritative? Well, it will be server sided basically. For the April version, I need more bullets. For the April Fools, guys, I was thinking maybe like the following year. I was thinking maybe of adding like some kind of stupid weapons you could have, especially for melee. For example, for 1st of April, you can buy yourself a spoon for free. It doesn't deal any damage or shit, you know. Or playing cards, you throw playing cards on players. Something stupid like that. Will be like a cool little thing. Ernest, I need more bullets. What was your inspiration for Shell Shock? Oh, Comrade Julian, many things. For example, in ambience and like just the bloodshed and just like the situation and how the general feeling of like the war, it was definitely inspired by Valiant Hearts. There are movies such as A Very Long Engagement, the book All Quiet on the Western Front, because when I started working on Shell Shock, the 2022 version of All Quiet on the Western Front hasn't been released yet, but I was inspired by the book. So many things basically, but I don't know, just like World War One in general is just like a very interesting war to have happened, right? It's like it has this, I don't know how to describe it, this horror that like no other war has. It's like very, very interesting. For the April Fool's version, you said you'd probably add stupid weapons. Could you add a potato launcher? What the fuck? Or maybe you just throw potatoes, you know. I'm talking to you on Discord. All right, I will see your messages when the live is over. Add throwable snowballs. Yeah, maybe in like what is it called, cold maps. What if there were bloodlines on your body when you get stabbed by a dagger? Yeah, that's a cool idea. Oh my god, all of you are hyped with the dagger. I already see everyone using the dagger. I need to nerf it a bit, you know. I need to decrease the efficiency of the dagger right now. A frying pan? A potato launcher? Maybe you mix the both together and you get yourself lunch and you don't starve when there's no food. Add Mosin Nagant. Yeah, when I add Russia, I will add that rifle. Alright guys, I won't be staying for too long. Let's actually just talk for like 3 minutes more and then I will be going. I hope you don't mind. I will see you in the following week's stream. By then the update should be out, so we will be checking out the things. Nerf dagger. Use the rifle restock as melee weapon. Ah, stock. Why did I read restock? Yes, that I was thinking about the same thing as well, right? If you don't have a bayonet attached to it, if you're maybe equipped with a shovel or, you know, trench mace and you didn't equip a bayonet as a melee weapon, you can like still punch the enemy with like the butt of your rifle. You know, it makes sense. Add a group AI on the German side named Paul Katzinowski, Kropmüller. Yeah, you want All Quiet on the Western Front reference. CookieJar, add urban battle map. No, I will keep Shell Shock trench warfare primarily. Have you patched the bugs that plague the current build? Regarding like in general, no, because there are still things that I'm fixing, because like I love fixing thing by thing, yeah, but there are some like still critical bugs that will be fixed the following update, which is coming out the following week. For example, like sometimes the screen freezes, but basically that's like all thanks to a large part by this system that I created, a script which is like for anti-exploiting. I created it before I knew about basically disconnecting functions and whatnot, and it is very code intensive, and the problem is sometimes due to how this code is scripted, the functions don't get disconnected and just piles up, and there's a memory leak, you know. So that has to be fixed. Most bugs are game breaking. Shell Shock is game breaking, was always game breaking, so I understand you. No news. My name is David 2023. Nice to meet you. Add digging trenches, please. I will add some way for you to, you know, interact with the trench in the way of cleaning it up, repairing it and whatnot. So yeah, they are still game breaking. Yes, yes, they were always game breaking. I know what you're talking about. Oh, that's Leno. I never saw. I saw. I was looking at the thumbnail. The like not the thumbnail, the profile picture the whole time. Add vodka for Russia. I would if I could. There are going to be problems with Roblox if I added vodka for real. All right, guys. It's 12 p.m. here where I live. We have been live for like an hour and whatnot. Leno, by the way, check out the messages I have sent you on Discord. So, yeah, basically, thank you for watching this stream. I will be live streaming probably, I hope, if more responsibilities don't come my way. I'll be live streaming the following week, so I hope to see you then. By then, the update should be out, so I would like to hear your opinions by then. Stop talking about politics. It's 3 a.m. for me. Oh my god, yeah, guys. Some of you go to sleep right now. Don't forget me on Discord. Yeah, I will look at the Discord. I'll check Discord messages anyways, don't worry. Alright, guys. See you in the following live stream and basically see you after the update, right? So, thank you for watching. There is 21 watchers and only 17 likes. Sad reality. So yeah, alright guys. Bye bye. See you in the following stream.